In this video I'm going to show how I re-roll duct tape. I like having duct tape around for all kinds of things, you know, from everything from vehicle repair to equipment and gear repair, clothing repair, even first aid. Duct tape is great. Having a full roll of duct tape is kind of annoying. It's kind of large. Sometimes you can cram stuff into the center there, but then you ended up displacing it when you actually need to use the duct tape. I used to just use my duct tape up, and once I got a small roll like this, I would just kind of scrunch it up and put it in a pack, but a lot of wasted space, and it ends up really stressing out the duct tape, and it's not effective as it could be. So anyway, I've seen Adventure Medical and other companies sell re-rolled duct tape where it's basically a tighter spool like this, and I thought about how I could do that, and it just came to me one day that if I stick something into a drill, you know, that would do all the work of re-rolling it for me. And this is one of my first attempts at it. It's a whole bunch of duct tape. I don't really remember anymore how much it was, but that's a heck of a lot of duct tape on there. It doesn't take up hardly any room, and I put it on an old sardine can key, and all I did was put that key into the drill and then hold the thing of duct tape, and it spooled onto the key. When I was done, I took it out of the drill. I ended up cutting it off there with some pliers just so it wasn't sticking out too far. And then on this end I have the eyelet where I could tie it to a piece of 550 or clip it onto some gear. And I really like this setup. I've done this maybe 2 years ago now, and I haven't used the duct tape, but just in the heat or whatever, it started, you can see it's kind of dome shape here and a concave here. It's sort of shifting off a little bit. It used to be more squared. And I learned my lesson. I just don't roll them this large anymore. If I am going to roll them this large, I try to do a more consistent roll so that this is a factor of rolling it too tightly, having too much tension on it, and I just figured out over time not to do that. This is another version, and this is my latest version. I've used other different things to wrap the duct tape around. Some people like to use like business cards and stuff and have a flat version. This definitely doesn't offer a flat version, because even with this one with less duct tape, you know, it still takes up some space. But this one would fit into maybe a first aid kit, like an elastic compartment on a first aid kit, anywhere like a flashlight might fit, or a large marker even. And what I did with this one, this is my newest way to do them. Instead of using a nail or a piece of rod, what I use is a Bic pen, or the Bic style pen, where it's a hollow plastic tube, and I just wait for a pen to go empty, or get one out of the trash or whatever when someone's done with it, and I take the pen and I stick it into the key of the drill here. Now if you're lucky and you're smart about it, you see you can get 2 spools off of one pen, but for this demo I'm not going to be so frugal about the pen, and I'm just going to put it on straight. But keep in mind, if I was going to be a little smarter about this, I could put less of it into the drill chuck there and have 2 sides side by side. Had to pull that end off of there. So now we've got the pen, and it's just the hollow pen, and we'll just take some duct tape. Now this is the silver duct tape, but here's some duct tape that I wanted to re-roll. And it's more of made for camping. It's an OD green, but it's got a very real sticky tape to it. I've used this brand before, and I just like how sticky it is. It doesn't leave a residue, but it's very, very sticky. It's very aggressive, I guess. So there's nothing to it. I just put the pen in there, put the tape on. Now luckily this one's the fresh cut, so it's a nice perpendicular cut there. But I want to give myself just doing it one-handed here. Give myself just a little room here, and it doesn't matter here, but if I had 2 widths, I'd give myself just a bit of room between the 2. And now I just, I would adjust the drill depending on which way it was going to turn to make sure it's turning the correct way for the spool. And another trick that I came up with after doing this a few times is if you take an old drill bit, or for me, I'm going to take the shaft out of this screwdriver that flips back and forth, just a pocket screwdriver. I'm going to throw that shaft into there basically to give the support to the hollow plastic tube. And I'm not really going to do it this way. The way I do it when I'm making these is I just lay my drill down on a table or on a workbench or whatever, and that keeps the drill supported. And I sort of, depending on how sticky the roll of tape is, I just give myself some tape and go slowly and just try to stay as even as possible. Now here, I'll go way off. Alright, I somehow screwed up, right? I just turned the drill the other way. Oops. Not quite so much. I just turn the drill the other way and back it off, and then start again and try to keep it nice and smooth. Now it just depends. If you're going to do this and use the tape, then you don't really have to be so neat about it. But if you're not going to use the tape right away and you think it might be not used for a while, you basically want to keep this tension very consistent, and you're going to want to be nice and slow so that you get a nice re-roll. I really don't care if it looks a little sloppy, because nobody inspects my kits or my first aid kits or anything. When you get all done, I just tear the tape. I like to give it a fold so I don't have to pick at it next time. I do the same on this side. So now you can see there's just a length of duct tape here on the plastic shaft. I'm going to pull my screwdriver back out of there. And now I'm going to take this handy little saw I've got from Top Knives. And again, just holding the drill on the table so it's supported. I just turn it. It doesn't really matter which direction I turn it. And I just apply pressure with the saw. Oops. I apply pressure with the saw here. And it's just going to cut right through the body of the pen. And then, of course, if I had a second roll on there, I would chop the end off. Then I would cut down between the two. That's why I say leave a little room there between the two. And then a little room here. And I'm just holding the saw steady and kind of pushing down, and the drill's doing all the work. So now I've got the tape wrapped around this hollow plastic shaft, and that's sturdy enough. I just take the knife here and clean off the inside a little bit. And then take some 550, and you can attach this, a zillion different ways, however you like to do it. It's big enough to be able to put through without gutting the 550. Let's say you take a little small piece of 550 here, feed that down through. And then use this to feed the larger 550 up through it. You got plenty of room. Usually I just do something as simple as knotting this end. And now for a survival situation, I've got, about a foot of the 550 cord with its internal little lines like this stuff. And now I've got it on a nice loop here. It's easy enough if I want to use it. You just sort of hold it in your hand like this, not like a toilet paper spool or something. So it's real easy to use it when it's on a hollow spool like this, or on like a pen shaft like that. And with the knot, it stops the 550 from going through. I can real easily loop this through a carabiner or put it on a pack or whatever I'm going to do. So this is my preferred way nowadays to re-roll the duct tape. And all you really need is duct tape and a cordless drill and an old pen. I've tried it with electric tape and it doesn't work so good. The tension is really finicky on electric tape, so it ends up sliding all over the place. But other kinds of tape work fine. Just that I usually only bother with the stuff I might be using in a survival pack or a first aid kit or something. And of course the benefit is you have as much as you want. If you run out, big deal. Take another pen, start over. We showed these once before for examples of how to get some masking tape for going to a shooting event or something where you need to tape holes on a target. And this is how we make these. We just hold a roll of tape, and you can roll many of them off of one pen, and then when you're all done you just start chopping them from the end, and then I just run them through a piece of 550 like this, and again I can hang it off a belt or off my gear, and I've got a bunch of masking tape for taping up targets. Makes things go a little quicker, a little easier than having to look for the tape every time.